Hey, this is John and Lucian from Stub Group, and today we're going to talk about how to comply with Google's trademark policies. If you're not familiar with Stub Group, we are a digital advertising agency and a premier Google partner, and we're also the #1 resource in the world for Google policy information and helping fix Google Ads suspensions. And that's what we're going to talk about today, specifically trademarks, Google policies, and how all of that works. So this type of conversation, this question, is something that usually comes up with resellers. Let's say that you're an e-commerce brand and you're reselling products from, Nike, or you're selling Toyota cars or whatever. Or sometimes businesses that might provide information about other businesses, more in the lead gen space, but you still are using trademarks to talk about, OpenAI or fill in the blank, whatever website you're providing information about. And Google's trademark policy has evolved over time. So it used to be that in order to use a trademark in your ads that have been claimed by a business with Google Ads, that you would need to go to that business and request explicit permission from them. Essentially, they would fill out a form on Google's website saying that your ad account has permission to use their trademark in your ads. And then Google changed that last year. They made it a little more of a, or less of a ask permission, more of an ask forgiveness type of relationship, where now there's not a mechanism for proactively getting trademark approval. Instead, what has to happen is if you're a trademark owner and you see somebody using your trademark in ads and you don't want them to be, you have to go complain to Google. You have to send them the example of the ad and say, hey, this is not authorized. We don't want that. And then Google can take action if they, confirm that you are the trademark owner to take down that ad. So for you as a reseller, what that means is that you can't proactively get that permission in Google's system, which is kind of annoying because it used to be you could get that. But what you should still do is definitely get that permission in writing from the place you're reselling from, if you're able to, so that you have that on hand if you ever have policy issues. Now, some resellers are not going to, be able to get that permission from every brand. You're selling tons and tons of products, and they don't provide the documentation, stuff like that. I get it, but do what you can to have things on hand in case things do get problematic with policy considerations. So that's one thing. Next thing I'm going to bring Lucian in here to talk about, because there's other things you can do in terms of your ad copy, in terms of your website, to try to be super, super clear with Google and just the normal consumer, and mitigate the likelihood of trademark policy disapprovals. So Lucian, what are some things that people can do in their ads and their websites to play it safe?
Yeah, it's really important that you're transparent, you're clear on the relationship. So Google's not going to restrict keywords for the most part. It's where you can have issues is your ads and your landing page. So you can say, for example, we sell Nike products, but you can't say, we're better than Nike or we are Nike. So just make sure you're not misleading users in any way. You can have trademarks on your landing page, but again, you have to make sure that you're being transparent. You're saying, I'm a reseller, disclose your relationship between you and them. Make sure you have disclaimers on your landing page, and you're just being clear and transparent.
Absolutely, yeah. Saying things like, hey, we're not affiliated with this company, or we're not pretending to be this company, or hey, we are affiliated, we're an authorized retailer, here is our documentation or a badge, things like that. And then in the ads, like you said, being really careful how you say things. So there's obvious things like don't say you are Nike official website if you are not. But also, what's an example? Saying something like, contact Nike customer service. If
Right.
you're actually just selling Nike products and you're talking about your own customer service department, you are not Nike. Someone could see that ad and assume that the ad is being served by Nike. So that would be misleading. So just be really clear. If you're selling Nike shoes, buy Nike shoes here, contact our customer service, stuff like that. Just be careful. Also, what you mentioned as far as keywords is important. Google doesn't have restrictions on what keywords you target, like you said, so you can go after any keywords you want. But what I see happen often is advertisers will use something called dynamic keyword insertion, which actually takes the keyword that you're targeting and makes that part of the ad text. And so they unknowingly are putting their competitors' trademark names in their ads through this. They're not actually planning on it. They don't write the ad to say Nike in it, but if they're targeting Nike shoes and then they use dynamic keyword insertion that shows up in the ad, and this happens a lot. And then sometimes the first time they realize that is they get a cease and desist letter or something else going on. So just don't use dynamic keyword insertion in competitor campaigns or places where you're going after trademarked keywords. And then I would also say, if you are a trademark owner and you are seeing other people using your trademark, you can report that. You can go to Google and you'll need to get examples of that. So you'll need to get screenshots are good, but more important than screenshots, if you see an ad come up, you need to right click on it if you're on PC, or basically double click on it if you're on a Mac, and essentially get the click ID string. So it's this long string of letters and numbers and things, and that is something you're going to need to provide to Google as part of your submission to them, so that they can look up on their end and see exactly what ad account that specific ad is coming from, so they can take action. There's a couple different ideas in the trademark space. Lucian, any other thoughts that come to mind before we wrap up?
Just one thought. Just make sure, going off of being transparent, make sure you're not linking to a brand's website in your shipping policy, for example, or using their information. It needs to be your own shipping information, your own refund information, for example.
Yeah, great point. Well, if you are a brand, either having trademark issues of your own or wanting to be a reseller and running into issues, whatever the case may be, we'd love to help. We work with all sorts of different businesses, keeping them compliant, getting them compliant, and helping them scale their advertising, actually manage their campaigns and drive great results. So reach out through stubgroup.com. We'd love to chat. Until next time, this is John and Lucian signing off.